Welcome back to another episode of Movie Bracket Challenge. This is my recap of The Jungle Book, the Disney 1967 movie. This movie has definitely held the test of time. We see the man cub. I cannot say most of the names in this movie, so I will be using nicknames or what kind of animals they are. Just an FYI. So man cub, the little boy, is being raised by wolves, and he's very happy. And seems like the wolves love having him. They treat him like their own cub, and it's so sweet. But there's a trouble coming. Khan, better known as Sheree, can't say that name, so we're just going to say Khan, the tiger, is on his way back to the jungle. And Khan doesn't like people, and he doesn't like humans, and he doesn't believe they belong in the jungle. So this is a problem. So Panther, our very wise Panther, convinces the wolves that it's time for Man Cub to go to his own kind. There's a human village, and him and Papa Bear, also known as Baba Blue, he's going to take an adventure, and the two of them are going to get Man Cub to a safe place, to the human village. On their way, they run into a lot of trouble. We meet Ka, the snake that wants to eat Man Cub, and he tries to hypnotize him. He hypnotizes the Panther and Papa Bear, but he doesn't get to eat him. Somehow or another, Man Cub always gets out of the trouble with the snake, Ka. But he's not out of trouble yet, because Tiger is on their tail. We do meet King Louie, king of the monkeys. I love the music scene in this. Some of my favorite songs come from this movie. And they're off to get through, to get out of the jungle, to keep Man Cub safe. However, Man Cub doesn't really want to go. He believes he belongs in the jungle. He's been raised by wolves after all, so he wants to stay. But they're off. The tiger is getting closer. We do see the battle with the tiger and Man Cub, and it's a really hard to watch, but at the same time, we see Man Cub become more human and embrace it, and embrace who he truly is. But it's not all he is. That's an important fact to remember. So he does beat Khan, doesn't get rid of Khan, but he does beat him in this fight. So he wins the battle, not the war. But he realizes he does belong with humans. And this is really hard for Papa Bear, Baloo, to accept, but he does what's best. He lets him go because he wants him to be happy. And he knows he'll be safe in the human village. As we see Man Cub go to the human village, he does see a girl. And I love that he gets a little crush on the girl at the end of the movie, which helps make the transition from jungle to human village a little easier for him, because he's got to chase the girl. The music in this movie is some of the best. You Got a Friend in Me is one of my favorite songs. It's on my playlist. So I absolutely love this movie. It's definitely held the test of times from 1967. I couldn't believe it's from 1967, though. Let me know if it's your vote. I am curious. Let me know. Comment below, like, subscribe, and share. Bye, everybody. This is my recap of The Lion King 1.5. I'm going to go probably through the movie and then through Timon and Pumbaa watching it separately, even though they're intertwined in the actual movie, just to make the recap a little less confusing. We start by finding out Timon's background. We see how he didn't really fit in his family. They all digged holes, they were all nervous, they all wanted to stay underground, very much hiding from the hyenas. He didn't fit in at all, and he got into a lot of trouble, and he messed up a whole bunch. He would put a skylight in, which would collapse all the tunnels, making them vulnerable to the hyenas. But his mom really wanted to find a spot for him and was very determined. And the uncle was very annoyed. But you can see there was love there, like any family. Timon became the watch out for the hyenas. And while he was doing so, he broke into a musical act. Well, as he's doing a musical, the hyenas sneak up on him. And that makes them all vulnerable because then he doesn't scream that they're coming. They don't have enough time to hide. It's very scary for all of the family. But thankfully, they're all okay. And the hyenas leave laughing about the whole thing. And Timon talks to his mom, who says, we just have to find the right spot for you. And he's like, no one likes me here. And she goes, no, that's not true. And he goes, I mean more than you, Mom. And she can't think of anybody that likes him either. So Timon goes out to find his perfect happiness. And it's really tough on the mom because she's protective and she loves her son and she obviously wants them to be together. But she does the right thing for her son and lets him go. And then we see the monkey. And the monkey is legendary and iconic, and he tries to give Timon advice. Says, go find your Hakuna Matata. It's beyond what you can see. And Timon takes this literally. So he's going to go beyond where he can see. In his travels, he meets Pumbaa, and at first, they're just acquaintances. But after they almost off, and Timon says, go off, I'm no good. Go back to your family. And Pumbaa says he doesn't have anybody. And then Timon and him decide they're friends. And this is beautiful. And they have a good time together. They find their home, their Hakuna Matata. They're singing, they're loving life. And Pumbaa, the thing he's most scared of making some gas, turns out Timon doesn't mind. So they have a beautiful relationship. And they like to chase the birds. And one day the birds looks like they're picking on something, and Pumbaa decide to chase in there and chase them away. And that's where they meet Simba. And it's really cute, the three of their relationships, and how not only are they friends and a family, Timon is more like the parent to Simba, which we see in the first original movie, but we definitely get to see a different side of it here. We get to see flashbacks of the mom being worried about where Timon would be with her family. I love seeing Simba go from a cub to a big lion, from sleeping on Pumbaa to having Pumbaa sleep on him. They're really cute and they're really funny. And I love seeing the scene with Nala and Simba and them falling in love. But really, Timon and Pumbaa are trying to break this up, make it not the time they fall in love, but everything they do makes it more beautiful for Simba and Nala. So it's really sweet. And when Simba decides he's going to leave, he's going to go back to his kingdom because he's got to fight Scar. We see Timon's kind of reference to he's not going to go. He's not going to leave his Hakuna Matata. Even though Pumbaa goes, he stays and he's stubborn and he doesn't want to leave at first. But then he realizes that Hakuna Matata is only Hakuna Matata when they're all together, when he's with his friends, because Hakuna Matata is really all of them together. So he's off. And he catches up to Pumbaa, who is running hilariously. He does make fun of how he's running, Timon and Pumbaa. And Pumbaa goes, well, I was just, letting you catch up. Because he had no doubt that his buddy was coming. I love seeing the fight scene at the end. We definitely see a different side to the fight than we see in the original movie. We do see Timon in the dress. This is really funny because at this point, his uncle and mom have caught up to them. And they decide they're going to help in the fight. So Timon's family is actually a big part of the fight. They dig the hole, which the hyenas end up falling into. And it turns out that Timon really did need his family after all. He thought he didn't fit in, but they really loved him. So I love seeing his side and his story. So to the other part of the movie is Timon and Simba are watching this whole thing from beginning to end, and you see their commentary. One of my favorite parts was Timon singing "It's a Small World After All." Sorry to my sister who gets that stuck in her head really bad. Sorry, Kathleen. But it was really cute. I loved when Timon went and got the popcorn and it was just a bunch of bugs. I love that at the end of the movie, when they're done watching, that's when Timon's mom comes in and goes, you didn't tell me you're watching. I would have watched. And he goes, well, it's over now. And then she goes, no, we're going to rewind. And then we see all the Disney characters come in, from Snow White to the dwarves to Mickey Mouse. It was just adorable and really fun. I love the commentary throughout the movie with them. It just increases the hilarity of the movie. It's fantastic. Let me know if it's your vote. Don't forget to vote. Comment section and our community page.